Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the show. 3.5 minutes to air. On the launch day of M94. Wowzers. Oh. But you know what? We're here to bring objectivity to the chaos. We're here to bring news to you. And we're here to talk about where do we go from here. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. Airtime, 3 minutes. Welcome. Appreciate you guys all being here. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Sorry for the delay.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, you know, craziness ain't nothing new to this community here today, is it? Maybe it just took me an extra second to clear my cache and reset localization. I had to reboot the stream.
Oh, why would you? You gotta go with that, do you?
Yep. You know what? Maybe.
Thanks.
Maybe the problem, Griffin, is Neelix and Kim got stuck in the transporter buffer, and now we have to like clear out all the memory of the game.
Oh, well, isn't the joke on all of you? Because that's the one thing in the launch that actually worked correctly. And the shackle. I guess I get to keep playing the game. Sorry, everybody.
The one thing that worked today.
Can't make this stuff up.
The one thing that worked today, Adam, was the Neelix and Kim art switch. That was it.
Is it fate? Is it karma for you naysayers out there?
I am so positive.
I'm not going to make any
full
claims.
of positive energy.
I am full of positive energy, though we do have the red lights on. We are in red alert mode, condition red.
We're code red.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, God.
A lot going down today out there in TV land. And you know what? It's not been fun for anybody.
No.
Including me.
Including you, including me, including Cameron Stewart, including all of the engineering team, the live ops team, the marketing team, communications team. Yeah. Why won't it work? Why won't it work?
Maybe I am a cute.
Listen. Let's welcome in our viewers tonight, and then we're going to get straight into to all the craziness. Are you effing kidding me right now?
Fun Daddy. Seriously? We got important
Thanks very much, Fun Daddy.
We've got important things to do. Tiberius, thank you for your raid. What's up, Tiberians? Welcome.
Tiberiites.
Hit it. So wait.
Who's the cat hitting? Oh, good. You.
That's
Right.
Raise your hand. Hold on. Raise your hand if you remember us talking about being player first. If you guys remember us talking about being player first,
it's one of those meetings. I gotta go. Oh. No. I can't handle it. Listen, I feel I did my job. We got Neelix. He's the morale officer. We got the shackle and shackled. We got both currencies on the away teams, like my rant 2 weeks ago prophesized.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to the jacuzzi. My job is done. Fun Daddy.
Oh, boobop. Boobop, bebop, 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 boop, boop,
Yay,
bebop, bebop, bebop. Thank you very much.
Man,
Appreciate
we're only 3 weeks away from Fun Daddy trying to push me into the Batcave and kill me, probably.
I saw so many wonderful images today. There's so many. Yes, there's so many good T-shirts that we can make.
Yeah, all kinds of fun T-shirts.
Hold on. We've got so many. Here, I would love to share some of my favorites of the day with you.
Let's not review them.
Can I share a couple of my favorites with you? There we go.
Go
Ladies and gentlemen,
morale.
Neelix is now your morale officer. It's an exciting day. We're excited about it.
Just thank God that Neelix of all officers came around as the chief morale officer on a day when we needed it the most.
Oh, good. Timer's up. Thank you so much. Yes, we all, in fact, need morale today. And it has been, in fact, been a crazy day. You guys are into a treasure
These are problems only Neelix can solve if you think about it.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Welcome in. We're going to say hello and welcome into several of our online community. We've got a hype train going on. This is a treasure train, which is absolutely incredible. So appreciate that. We'll give you some details on that.
Vic 137
Oh,
cheered 111 kitty bitties and says Scopely strongly dislikes
I'm
us.
okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
Yeah, Scopely doesn't like us today. Scopely doesn't like us today. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to say thanks to a couple of people. We're going to say, Vic, thank you for your 111 biddies. Appreciate that very much. The legend. Fun Daddy dropping a 5-bomb. Appreciate you.
Fun Daddy.
Fun Daddy, thank you for gifting 5 subs tonight. Tibbs, thank you again for your raid. We've got a lot of stuff to share with you, some communications that we're going to discuss. And in the vein of an absolutely serious, amazing, important show full of imperative information that we're going to give you, we are also going to lift you up. We're going to have fun this evening because we have to find that and manufacture it for ourselves. Agent 79, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Litter Box. Lost in. Thank you so much for your tier 3.
Austin.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Austin, did you ever buy your battle pass?
No.
We were holding out.
No,
in VIP earlier.
Unfortunately, Lost In has not been able to buy the battle pass, mainly because it doesn't actually show up for him. You can't.
Nor have I.
You actually, literally cannot buy it. So there's that.
Imagine that.
Hey, there's a new keybind tutorial, guys. Do you remember when keybinds were introduced into the game? Do you guys remember when Scopely finally answered the call of the community mod and said, "Hey, can we just get some keybinds into the game? Like, if I press number 1, I could do that." How long ago was that, Guffa? How long ago was the keybinds introduced into the game? Yeah, so
ages.
That's been a long time, but today, ladies and gentlemen, a new keybind tutorial was introduced into the game, and it doesn't actually end.
Oh.
It's stuck in an infinite loop.
Oh. Great.
Which is probably why everybody's cash is filling up and it has to be dumped, because the mission is in an infinite loop, and it's just the wheels on the bus.
Sounds like some real cause and effect to me.
Round and round, round and round.
Round and round.
Round and round. Lots of the bugs. Graduated 29 months on the resub. Thank you. Snack Attack. No way. Snack Attack.
Oh, hey, Snack Attack.
Snack Attack is here.
It's my #1 fan.
Snack Attack. Snack Attack, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your resub. I appreciate that. What's going on? Snack Attack, absolutely. No, here's the thing, Zach. You say fake news. Tutorial showed up once and only once. Okay, hold on. I have an actual technological description for what's happening. You want me to read it? Hold on. Guffa, will you copy and paste that to my DM, please? Guffa fixed it. What? Sorry, hang on. Guffa didn't fix it. Guffa found it.
Oh, yeah.
Guffa found it, and it's been relayed.
The professional that he is.
Yeah, because Guffa knows what's going on. Cause and effect, all right? It's called, we just misspelled it. It's called cash and effect. Okay, cash and effect. Yeah.
You can't make that up. Cash and effect. Oh, that's great. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. So, anyway.
that deserves a... Oh, wow.
Yeah. Listen, we've got some stuff to share with you, and Guffa figured out what was going on. No, the cache, like the place, like storage of memory.
The stored memory.
Here's what you got. Cache. I'm going to actually read this to you. Are you ready?
I fool bought this.
By the way, this is tech speak. This is from the mind of a developer. Don't ask me what it means, but I kind of get the drift. See, here's what's happening. The tutorial is attached to an active mission, all right? And that at the first step button action with ID XYZ PDQ RDP, all right, which is the next action, like
that's the technical term.
Yeah. While the target section is set to a parameter of -1, and there's no current tutorial component to satisfy the button step. In other words, when you press the next button, the game's like,
what's next?
What do I do now? What do I do
it
now?
says, let me get back to you on that.
Hold on, I'm going to have to circle back, but it circles, and it circles, and it circles. At least it is circling back.
Does it ever run into EcoBoost engine during all the circling?
It's circling back 10,000 times a second. Okay? And it's circling back so much that
it's so hard.
It's circling so hard. And it's what in the developer world you call a deadlock. It's waiting for a UI target that has never actually been creative. So the tutorial is labeled as active and cannot resolve itself.
And that's why I can't buy a damn battle pass?
That's actually why the cache keeps filling up and people can't see any events, and why they're stuck at Ops level 3, and why there's no dailies. And
I have a question.
Yeah.
Isn't the main feature of M94 the battle pass?
It is, in fact, the main feature of the Battle Pass. This month, our primary mechanic is the new and improved player choice and player agency Battle Pass. Unfortunately for tens of thousands of you, you can't see
What
it.
Battle Pass?
You can't see it. You can't click it. You can't buy it. You can't participate in it. You can't do events for it. You can't think about it. Actually, you can think about it. You can think about how cool it would be if you actually had it. Okay? You can't do that. And
You know, I'm thinking about it a lot, and I don't think much of this is really cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but cool is not the descriptive word I would be using at this point in time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. Lots of things broke today. Oh, can Strider do his dailies now? No. No dailies for Strider. Okay?
No dailies for Strider.
No dailies for Strider. Or, by the way, for those of you who didn't get a battle pass, okay? For those of you who didn't get a battle pass, don't worry, because there are other players that actually have multiple battle passes. Okay, like if you go into the store, you're going to see multiple battle passes that you can buy. But
why can't I get one of those accounts?
But some of them are a decoy. Okay, it's kind of a detective game. It's like I spy with my little eye one real battle pass and one fake battle pass, because inside one of those battle passes contains the advertised 3x multiphasic credits.
That's messed up.
All right. Inside one of them,
appearing as I'm told, a 17,000 icon and a 34,000 icon. So you have to do the math. You add them up.
You have to add them together, because we can't just make it 51,000 multiphasics. We're gonna make an algebraic
do a
equation.
17 and a 34 and freak everyone out, including Lost In. And Lost In, I was right there with you. I saw you post in VIP about that, and they were trying to make fun of you. They should not be making fun of you, because that should not be that way.
But listen, you have to practice due diligence. You must actually investigate, because one of the other packs is just a complete dud. The other pack has...
What do you mean a complete dud? What do you get for that?
Nothing. You can buy...
Like literally nothing?
I mean, your battle pass will unlock, but not your multiphasics and not your other, it's like a decoy.
Ben, if you selected that one, does that mean that you cannot buy the real one?
You can't buy the real one.
Oh no. Oh, this is literally the worst case scenario.
Oh no, we're gonna get sued.
Or something.
I know, crazy. Somehow the update that gives the least content of the year has been one of the
most opportunity to fix bugs.
Yet we release the most number of bugs that we've probably... Actually, you know what? It's probably not the most. It's probably not the most bugs ever, but it is weird.
It seems like the shortest bug list, though, of fixed bugs while we're at it.
The text message that I received today, this was supposed to be an easy release. I agree. It was supposed to be an easy release. Ladies and gentlemen, we can make fun of this all night long. We're going to laugh about it, because that's about the best we can do. We are going to tell you about the announcement that came out. We're also going to tell you that this makes me uncomfortable. It's making me itchy. Listen, Griffin, I keep my ears close to the ground.
I know you do, as do I. I'm always looking at my phone and looking for text messages and communications.
I try to plug in wherever I can.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember the last time that there was a morning meeting with Cameron Stewart, and then I got invited to that meeting, and then I got to tell you guys like how uncomfortable that was? You remember that?
It's the one where Cameron Stewart started the meeting with, raise your hand if you remember that we're here to put the customer first, or something to that effect.
So,
which is not a good way to start a meeting, not if you're the meeting starter, but if you're like a meeting participant, particularly if you're in a leadership position, and your boss is starting the meeting and they throw that brick at you, at the top, man, you just better sit down and click your pen open and start writing. Because what else are you going to do?
You don't talk. You just keep your head down.
No, you do not.
You keep your head down.
You keep your head down and start writing.
You hope that this senior vice president doesn't call on you to answer questions. Okay, you hope that doesn't happen. You're just sitting over here. You're just playing a little bit of Monopoly Go, right? You're just like slinging some Pokeballs out there, and you're like, God, please don't ask me anything. Please don't ask me anything. DJz, huh? Well, there's one of those tomorrow morning at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you know, the worst meetings happen at 6:30 in the morning. That's like the punishment meeting.
6:30 in the morning. Why? Why is it at 6:30 in the morning? That's
well,
right,
I'll tell you why. Because 3 weeks ago, we had a meeting about putting the customer first and about not going forward one step to go back 3 steps, and how all these amazing departments are doing amazing jobs with game design and things like that, and creating, you know, better economies for us and more fun and exciting things to do in this new seasons thing. And then you just roll all the goodwill back by having the away teams fail like they did a week ago Monday at launch, or how the launch of M93 in itself was not ideal. And now here we are 3 weeks later, Pooh, and what do you get?
This release was worse than the time DJz said he takes long showers during the day while eating a sandwich. This is worse than the time Griffin said Monster Energy tasted better.
Yeah.
This is worse than the time Tarpey beat up Strider with a singing trout.
I remember this. I remember all of these things. Thank you, Dr. Juby, for your TTS tonight. Thank you.
Guppa Waffle cheered 111 kitty bitties and says ask the dev chat about their new keybind tutorial and tell them it's breaking the game.
You know what, Guffa? We don't have to tell them it's breaking the game. They kind of already know that the game is broken. And there's weird, it's a difficult conversation.
Benny Hill's Ghost cheered 111 kitty bitties and says DGs when you told Scopely put players first. Scopely thought you said players press reset button first. Back to you, DGs.
Thank you. Thank you, Benny.
But it's not even us who said put the players first. It's the executive vice president in charge of the property and all these, what are they called, properties? These mid-something properties?
All right, guys. Here's the deal. Let's go through the announcement, because then what I have to tell you afterwards is going to rock your socks off. I'm just going to say, hey, do you remember the morning meeting? And I want you to keep in mind while we're going through this announcement that there's another morning meeting at 6:30 in the morning. And Stradalorian is right. Stradalorian is right. It's an all-hands meeting, which means Barcelona and Dublin are in on this too. So they're doing it at 6:30 in the morning to make sure that the 26...
Oh my gosh, my name is Beck and I like plants and I'm a valley girl and listen to me do all the things on Rev Show.
Still not Rev Show.
Not Rev Show.
Good evening, Seth. Thank you. Welcome. That all 26 people can be in on this meeting with Cameron Stewart. The subject line is... You know what? I'm not going to read the subject line. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Commanders, we wanted to update you. We wanted to update you.
What are you doing? In-game news? Is this what we're doing right now?
Is it in-game? I got it in Discord. I'm just going to read a couple of things here real quick, okay?
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
We wanted to update you about some of the issues. By the way, this message comes at 8:26 p.m., approximately 8 hours and 26 minutes after STFC stopped functioning. The update 94 promo codes, by the way, that went out in email today. Okay, cool. The promo codes went out today for Ops 61 Plus and then Ops 20 through 60. We get those every single arc. That's great. They will not be going out to coincide with the arc launch because the team is working on adjustments to make sure all players receive the intended officer shards. But no, wait, hold on. Griffin, I just have a quick question. Have you checked your email today? Did you check your email today? Because I got an email today. I actually got an email today, and it contained ops codes, promo codes. It says right here. It says put in what is it? CANDE3.
Well, don't give everybody your code.
Okay, fine. It's my code. My code then. Okay? The same code that everybody else gets. The same code that everybody's supposed to put in the game. Guys, 8.5 hours later, after you guys have all been trying your codes, guys, we're going to have to not launch the codes. We're going to not... Hold on, I got to read this again. The promo code... Here's the verbiage. The promo codes will not be going out to coincide with Arc launch.
Already did.
I have an observation for you. The promo codes went out 7.5 hours ago.
So...
But
you can't be mad. You can't be mad at the person who sent the promo code email. You can't be mad at the people who programmed the promo codes. Maybe you can be mad at the people who did the infinite loop. But really, isn't there supposed to be somebody at the top coordinating all of these wheels, applying the oil to the cogs, and making sure things launch correctly? Because if I were in charge of, a property like this, I would have that position filled. And I know that position is filled. And I know that Cameron has that position filled by somebody.
Yeah, that would be like the super top leader. That would be the general manager of a product, right?
That would be the general manager of the product, yes.
We've met
That's not Cameron. Cameron is in charge of multiple products, but there is a general manager in charge of this product, Star Trek Fleekman.
His name's Connor. Anyway, let's continue reading here. Following player feedback, we're making adjustments to Trelane's Tribulations meta. We'll be adjusting the milestones from 500 points to 200 points, sending out a comp chest to anybody 61 plus that will award 100 points towards the meta event. The entire contents of the compensation chest are listed below. So we'll come back to that. Battle Pass duplicate in the web store. We're also investigating an issue where the web store is currently showing the PC and the mobile Battle Pass unlock packs to certain viewers. If you are intending to purchase on the web store to get the bonus 3x multiphasic bundle, then please ensure you select the pack that says 3x multiphasic credits and not the one that just says $99 Battle Pass unlock. Okay.
What are we doing?
Hold on.
What are we even doing?
Here's the quick answer. Gank that ish down. Okay?
Right.
Pull it back. Take it down. Take it down. If you've got wrong packs out there, you take them down.
I would not be writing an email about how to avoid the pitfall. I would literally fill the pitfall by getting rid of the extra pack.
Cruzito, good evening to you. Hi, Cruzito.
Hi, Cruzito.
Cruzito X cheered 111 kitty bitties and says,
Uh-oh.
And you said I am always negative. Am I, or is it the truth? Just saying.
I'm not being negative. I'm being a funny guy.
And I never said that you're always negative.
I did. Reported
I just want I don't want that stink on me. That's all I'm pointing out.
The team is also investigating these following issues: unable to zoom in and out, missing events, daily goals, Maverick faction tasks, forbidden tech, chaos tech. For these 3 issues, by the way, that wasn't 3, that was like 9. For these issues mentioned above, a temporary workaround of clearing the cache and restarting from the settings menu has been shown to be helpful until a permanent fix is implemented.
Yet not for everybody.
No, because here's what happens. You clear the cache, it will work, Griffin. It will work for about 6 minutes. That is until the tutorial fills up your cache again and it freaks out the entire client.
Well, then I have a steroid tutorial. I haven't launched the tutorial yet, and I've cleared my cache 10 times, and I still don't see the battle pass. And I still don't see all the things. Yeah. I'm just stuck. It's like Arcfall didn't even happen for me and for many other people that I've spoken to.
Did you update your client? Did you update your client?
Yes.
I'm just making
I've tried it on my phone. I don't know if you've looked at your phone.
Hold on.
I've tried it on my PC.
Did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
I even unplugged it and plugged it back in.
You what?
Yeah, I unplugged the power button and I plugged the power button back in. I did the whole I drained my capacitors, if you will.
Ooh. Well, here's the bad news for you. You didn't have to claim any mission. You didn't claim start any tutorial because it was launched with it in the background. It was never meant to launch. It's a hotkey tutorial from 3 years ago. Anyway,
Okay.
let's continue. All Ops
there's more?
But wait. There's more. Ops 61
There's more.
plus players who purchased the Elite Track Unlock for the Cause and Effect Battle Pass can now claim, this is good, can now claim the 2,000 Prime Particles in the event store. That came up because the Prime Particles were missing today, and they had to be added back. At least that happened, okay?
They
That's a
were
good thing.
advertised, and they were not there at launch. I
We're not
read
there.
that.
Yep. But, hey, that's a good quick turnaround. They fixed that one. I will actually give kudos on that one. Thank you. We'll be sending out a compensation chest tomorrow to make up for the inconvenience players experienced. Here's what that will include. 5 Tauren shards, 5 Trelane shards, 5 Cat Spock shards, 5 Ambassador Spock shards, 5 Female Spock shards, and 5 Walk Carroll shards. 600 Outpost directives, 1 Trelane's token. What's a Trelane's token? And 250 Academy building upgrade mats.
Trelane doesn't have tokens. Trelane's an officer.
I think it's a reward currency.
Maybe.
By the way, that's only if you're G6 plus. Okay, if you're Ops 20 through 60, you're gonna get Anorak shards, Watt Carroll shards, Sam Kirk, Gwen DeMarco, Pick Hugh, Borg Hugh, and 50,000 Syndicate XP. Now, this communication came out again at 8:26 p.m. And again today, I sent messages within the first hour asking for updates to the community, asking for communications, and this time communications came back and said, we're trying to figure it out. Now, in fairness,
it's nice to have a communication.
that communication would have been good. It would have been good.
Killer J 2,151 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, "Hey Griffin and Lego loser, ha ha ha, suck it DJ lol, ha ha."
Oh, that was
hey,
relatively
Killer.
tame. Thank you. What's up, Killer?
We'll
Thank
take that. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's good to see you. Happy
Appreciate
Thursday. Yeah.
So, in fairness, I was very much in touch with all the comms people today, and here was the larger problem. There were so many fires today. That they were pulled in 1,000 different directions and still then weren't ever able to actually coordinate sending out a message because, and by the way, I am authorized to share this with you because I complained about it later this evening on my drive home phone call with Mr. Cameron Stewart. I complained about the fact that yet again, comms didn't have anything to communicate. And then when they did have something to communicate, they were instructed to wait for approval. Now, by the way,
what?
I am authorized to share this with you, so nobody freak out. They were instructed to wait for approval. Now, I've said this a lot in the past. To me, communicate, Hammer, all those community managers, no one could send a message. That's just it. They were gagged. They were given a gag order today. Now, here's the problem. With that. A, if you don't have anything to say, that's fine. You don't have to have the problem solved. Okay?
But you need to acknowledge that there is, in fact, a problem.
Acknowledge
so
the problem.
somebody's not at home alone wondering if they're just crazy or if they took the wrong shrooms or if the cheese that they had for dinner last night is expired or if these things are actually happening.
Just acknowledge the problem. Acknowledge it.
This reminds me of one of the worst days of my life. There we were, DJs. It was 2006, the height of the consumer electronics retail era, Black Friday. 1,500 people lined up around the building to get in at 6 o'clock in the morning to buy a 50-inch flat screen TV. Lo and behold, 30 minutes in to the morning, due to overwhelming demand of the servers that our high-tech company had in place at the time, our whole point-of-sale system crashed. It's an 80 cash register system in the size of a Costco, basically, okay?
There you go. Got you.
So I was the assistant store manager. I was in charge of the line. We had tape on the ground. We probably had 500 people in line, but 80 registers, you could go quickly. The thing goes down. People just stand there. I'm like, hey, the line's not moving, Sean, over. What do you want me to say? Just tell people that we're slowing down for a minute, but we'll be right back. But what's really going on? Oh, well, whole server crashed. We're offline. I don't know when we're going to get our point of sales back up. You don't want me to tell the people in line that we're experiencing this problem? No, they might leave. Don't say anything. So there I am for half an hour, sweating bullets. I literally ran to the candy line, ripped open fun-sized Snickers, and started handing them out because I would store used the bags after the fact, just trying to keep people happy. But I was told by my boss not to say anything. And you know what happened the next week? After all the complaint letters went up, all the tell Randys got emailed up to the home office.
I am going to bet that manager probably had something to answer for.
Well, they really couldn't because that was their last day in that position.
Oh.
And they were mad at me for giving away the candy to make people happy before, home office got there. You've got to communicate to your customers. You can't hide a problem. You can't wait for answers. You've got to be transparent with what's happening.
Hold on, back up. You're saying the dude got fired? Yikes.
Well, he was put in a different store as in a lower position, but yeah.
So, anyway, communications were ordered to not go out today. And this was, again, a simple violation of basic common sense. And yes, I turned off the music because we're getting ready to get deep and real. It's a basic violation of common sense. Okay? So, this evening in my drive home phone call, I'm like, man, do you remember when we were in San Diego? Griffin, you remember when we were in San Diego and we were hanging out?
I do remember when we were in San Diego and hanging out. We had a lot of deep talks about, where we are and what we want, how can we help and what are we doing and how can we, keep marching forward instead of going backward.
Yeah. Yeah, there was that morning. That was that morning that Cam was a little bit running behind schedule, and he said, "Hey, blame MSF." You remember me? I was telling you about that. He said, "Blame MSF." They had
Marble Strike Force.
Yeah, MSF. They had a rough thing. We had to do a thing. So we were having this conversation. I said, "Cam, you remember that day in San Diego when we were having this great talk, and you said that you just had a really rough day, and then we needed to blame Marvel Strike Force." And I said, I feel like we've had a really rough day. And, this is not working out. This is not working out the way that we needed everything to be. Can you believe? And I said, and listen, I'm not trying to rat anybody out. I'm not trying to tattle. I'm just saying, man, it's been a rough day. Why
tattle as though he doesn't know? I'm to you, there's no tattling.
You surely can't possibly think that it's okay for your frontline people, the people who are your meat shields, to actually be told that they're not allowed to say anything, that they're not allowed to positively engage with the community whom are experiencing a fundamentally broken product today. And you can't.
There's no way he supports it. There's no way he supported that. What did he say?
You can't tell them that it's going to be okay.
No. He's the home office guy that comes to the store and thanks me for giving out the free candy and having Sean go play in a different sound box for sure. Right?
Yeah, Cam is the guy from HQ that's coming in and holding a 6:30 meeting. Where and within 20 minutes, notice that within 20 minutes we do get this communication in the game at 8:26 p.m. We get this communication that finally says what we're going to do. Now, in this conversation, I said, I understand that if we don't have resolution, we can't announce resolution. If we don't have a solution, if we don't have a fix, we can't communicate that. I agree with those things. I do. But he said, no, don't say anything more. There's no but. There's no but. He said within 5 minutes, there should have been an announcement that acknowledged the problem, announced that we were taking it seriously, and that we will keep them posted throughout the day. Now, we've had this before. We've had this before. For whatever reason, it's disappeared. Okay? But he says, stop. You don't need to say anything else. Within 5 minutes, there should have been an announcement. He's like, what time did the first announcement come out? I said it was, I don't know, what was it, like 3 o'clock today? And even then, that announcement was hold on, let me find it. At 2:47 p.m.
Which is 2 hours and 47 minutes after ArcFall, because we're on the East Coast. 12 noon is ArcFall. At 12:10, I emailed DJz, hey, what's going on with the Battle Pass? Have we heard anything? There's no comms. 10 minutes after ArcFall. Now here we are, 2 hours and 47 minutes after ArcFall.
And even that was in the Known Issues channel.
Not on.
Even
not
that
on
was
official.
in the Known Issues channel by moderator and player volunteer Arsenic Touch.
The player volunteer, not even a staffer.
The first communication from a staffer came from Obsidian Hamster at 3:02 p.m., who acknowledged nothing other than the blog that was talking about the prime particles for the Battle Pass. And they said, we are going to put that, we're going to fix that. Okay, great. 3 hours and 2 minutes in, you acknowledged one of your 9 dumpster fires today.
Now, again, you say this name, Obsidian Hamster. We all know in this community.
We know Hammy
very well.
Hammy.
If you are new to the show or just tuning in recently, longtime comms employee, very good, very knowledgeable. Hammy was not sitting back watching Oprah having a ham sandwich for the first 2.5 hours of his day. There's obviously been some communication or direction given not to say anything until we know what we want to say and it's approved by somebody else. And I can't tell you what I saw that firsthand in Dublin, DJ, on that Monday when Alliance tournaments launched and you were losing your mind. It was 5 o'clock in Ireland, 12 o'clock your time, half hour later, you know, you're hey, where is everybody? I know you're standing there in Scopely. Where is everybody? And it's not that a communication didn't want to go out or we're just waiting for approval for hey, we know something that's going on. And I addressed that then. And now here we are again doing the same thing.
Well, I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you point blank. That gag order came from the old culture.
I know exactly where it came from. Maybe I should go have a ghost because I'm about to walk a line and share something that it's really you guys know how much I care about this game and the property and the community and the people who work on the game because there is passion there and there is. It's really frustrating to know that issues are acknowledged and we say the right things and we're going to do better and it doesn't meet expectations and whatever buzzwords you want to put on it. But then 2 or 3 weeks later, even less, 1 or 2 weeks later, the same exact thing happens when so many other people are just tug of war, pulling the ship, pulling as hard as they can in a direction in the benefit of prosperity of this game. It's got to be done better than that. There was this, we had this after party in Dublin and we were talking about the same thing. It was at the end of the workday. We all went to have a little community meetup and, so on with all the content creators and the staffers. I told you that, DJz. There was an unsettling unrest going on as you kind of hear one topic after the another popping around the bar talking about what their big all hands meeting was about after the content creators left for the day. There was an hour left where they had their own meeting and then, then we all get back together at the bar. And, that problem was acknowledged and there is frustration in there about, the direction that they're given. And the way certain leaders are taking the direction, how it's counterculture to what we're trying to accomplish now. And I felt so bad for those people because I understood it from a player and from a leader myself in another life. You know what I mean? It's just it's at the point where I'm pretty confident that changes are coming. And I'm not talking about bugs. I'm not talking about in-game changes. I'm talking about real personnel changes, because I don't know what else there could be left to do. But that was the topic of that conversation in Dublin. And it's just a shame. It's a shame that here we are so close to after that happened, and now we're experiencing the same thing again. No wonder there's a 6:30 meeting tomorrow morning, because if we don't change the culture, if we don't change the people, then what are we ever going to accomplish here? We're just wasting our time.
So this was already a sentiment. You're saying that when you were in Dublin, there was already frustration that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That there were people pushing back.
Absolutely. To varying degrees. I don't want to portray that I was in that private company meeting. I was not. But I was in the group of people immediately following the meeting, and it's very easy to hear what people are talking about, what's going down.
You know what?
And yeah, that unrest is there.
Here's the deal. I never do this. I deal in facts, people. I don't deal in conjecture. I deal in fact. I deal in objectivity. I try to avoid feelings like Cruzito. I don't like playing the rumor game, because then you always got to back it up. You always got to fix something. You always got to walk something back. I don't like doing that. But it's interesting. It's interesting that you observed this and had these conversations with workers, with staffers, because I have had those conversations today. You guys know. Listen, I'm relatively plugged in. I share a lot of what's talked about, but I don't share a lot of other stuff that's talked about. If it's not news, or if it's personal, or if it's private, or if it's like, hey, man, this is frustrating, or this or that.
Dude, same here. And I'm not trying to be a rumor starter either, but if you can't tell, I'm really frustrated. I'm just super effing frustrated right now.
Well, so is Cam. I think he has to be. So are the communicate. Listen, I talked to.
I believe that. I 1,000% believe that.
I talked to multiple communications people today, because I reached out, because I wanted a communication, right? I just simply wanted them to say something. And
yeah, like, man. And now come to find out, now we know the reason why they don't always do.
And
that's not a sentence. But you know what I mean?
Every single one of them said the same thing. Like, dude, we want to. Like, DJ, you don't understand. Like, do you remember how I said that there was a post-mortem? Oh, my God. Let me draw this circle. You guys remember when I said a week ago that there was a post-mortem, that somebody that I cared, that I have a great personal relationship with.
Yes, you did. The latter part of the week last week. Correct. You were on the phone. You didn't name a name.
I didn't name any names. I said that they communicated with me because my rant about communication put attention on them. Right? And they were like, yeah, but I got to answer for this, and I've got to do this timeline and all this stuff, because Cam ordered an investigation into the communication.
Yeah, because it took 3 hours and 40 minutes to acknowledge that there was an issue after Alliance tournaments that Monday when I was at Scopely, when I overheard, this talk after their meeting. Same problem.
So today, I'm reaching out and I say, hey, we don't want to do the same thing again. We don't want to do the same thing again. Like, we know that this is not what the new culture is. We know this is not what leadership wants. We know that we've got to say something.
Yep.
And they're like, DJ, I want to say something, because yeah, I know Cam wants me to say something. but I've been told I can't.
Well,
What?
enough is enough, and it's time for a change. I'm sorry. We are where we are, and I know that I'm not the only one that thinks that, but I could see that writing on the wall. Well, you just can't keep doing this to your players. You can't keep doing that. I mean, everybody here watching, I don't even know who's watching because the one is over here. We're all in this together. We all experience this together. And we're all here because we are a deeper level fan of this property and this community. We're a team. We're a family in this regard. And as a family, sometimes tough love needs to be given. And you know I have a sneaking suspicion that's what's going to be happening tomorrow morning, DJ.
Tomorrow morning, it's wild that you say that. Because obviously then I pick up my phone and I start talking to everybody. I call everybody we know. And I'm like, why on earth is this okay? Why is this okay? These are my words. Like, this is not okay.
This is not okay. This is not fine.
Okay. I must have called 15 people today. And buddy, I'm in on the T. Now. There is absolutely I'm going to be in so much trouble tomorrow. Listen. There is absolutely no
can you
secret.
though? How can you be? Look at this. This is an arc fall, dude, where the one thing is the battle pass. There is no temple. There is no feature. There's 2 new officers, 6 artifacts, and a battle pass. Like, if you can't dot those I's and cross those T's and make sure that your team has done the work correctly, what are we doing? And I'm sorry to point it out on stream publicly, but I stand by that comment. What are we doing? Well,
you're not alone in that. Based on, and like I said, I don't deal in conjecture. I don't deal in rumor. And while it's not been, I have not read the press release, and I have not been told by his replacement. That 6:30 meeting is going to include staffing changes at multiple levels. There's based on the rage that I heard in Cameron's voice tonight. And
dude gets fired up. If you guys have not had the opportunity, we're about to post a 2-hour video talking to him. So you're going to get a little bit of flavor of the personality. Dude gets fired up because he's very passionate.
Piss on it. Guys,
don't get ahead of any official announcements with names or funny things. I don't know what you got there, but just warning you, that's not good. I have not seen what you're looking at clearly. But
no, I'm not looking. I don't think our GM is our GM anymore. I don't think our GM is our GM anymore. All right. I'll know more about this tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure that M94 is the catalyst. I mean, if you can't listen, the text message that I had with him earlier today, like at the beginning part of the day, was simply, how do we get this wrong? Guys,
That's a great question.
I never cuss. I don't cuss on my channel. All right?
We don't need to start now.
I am effing pissed.
Oh, so we're in the same boat. We're in the effing pissed boat. Okay, welcome. I'm your second officer. The trash can's over here. The toilet's over there if you want to throw up. And all the Tylenol's on deck 3 if you just need to take a nap and sleep it off. Next to the Jack and the Coke.
All right.
Welcome aboard.
And then the conversation that I had this evening. The conversation that I had this evening was almost, you know what? I bet you players would actually feel vindicated if they had heard that conversation that I had tonight. I asked for simple things.
Hey, so we're all upset. Let's not do something that might feel good now, but could get someone in trouble, especially with EU stuff being what it is.
Well, that's fine. You know what? You guys read between the lines.
To let's form Voltron's point, let Scopely say it, not you. So we can call upon Scopely for communication, but we all know that some communication is due, and it's not about the patch notes and how to fix it.
You're the best. Well, give me hugs and kisses.
Here's the deal. Yeah, I don't know. There's so much that I want to say to you guys. And stuff that's been shared with me.
Don't open it, then later I can claim ignorance, right?
Stuff that's been shared with me. And listen, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like this because I even said, dude, we had dinner with the guy. When we were in San Diego, you know, and all of the work stuff was done. Yeah, I'll turn off the alerts. I'm fine with that. All the work stuff was done, and we got finished with all the work, and we're ready to go out to dinner. Like, you know, Griffin, we're like, it was our last night, and we're like, okay, God, what a great job. Great production, everybody. And we appreciate it. Thanks for all the great conversations. Hey.
Backlight's Plants production, by the way. Shout out Backlight's Plants. That San Diego whole thing was next level like you wouldn't believe if you weren't there to see it. That team did a fantastic job there.
And Conor was there, which I was impressed with.
Conor was there.
I was impressed with the fact that he was there. We had great conversations, and then we even hung out. We went to dinner. We went and grabbed burgers at In-N-Out, and that was not obligatory. We just hung out. I hate it.
Dude, we're not making any personal commentary on personal people. They're great people. We're talking about executing at a professional level and preserving the culture this game is trying to build by stepping in the right direction and putting the player first, and by crossing your I's and dotting your T's, or the other way around. See, don't put me in charge of that. By crossing your T's and dotting your I's. So this is not a personal, in any way, shape, or form commentary. I agree with you. I love everybody that we met. I had a great time. Conor actually, I think clicked my button when I went op 76. That was a fun little moment in that bottom room. You were there for that too. These are all great people. I think they're awesome guys and gals, but we're talking about executing here. We're talking about keeping, bailing water out of a ship and patching the holes and making it a glorious ship again. So you got to separate that. You know what I mean? Well, all that to say, business is business, and we all play a role.
6:30 in the morning, an announcement is being made to the Scopely Digit team per a memo that I've now received 10 different times.
Oh, if you got it 10 or more, then it's okay. That's the number. Once you're in double digits, then it's basically public information.
Yeah, right. How does nobody actually not have this yet? This all-hands meeting will be discussing a fundamental change in direction, reassignments, and a more positive path forward. Nothing is going to stop us from our goals.
That's right.
Guys, the writing is on the wall for the leadership, the old guard, the old dogs, the ones who are fighting. You know what? Let me tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story. And I
like stories.
I don't. You know what? Piss on it. Do you guys know that the announcement that came out from Hammy today was an email or a conversation about the blog post? The blog post a couple of days ago stated that there would be prime particles in the in the elite battle pass or the premium battle pass variants. You guys saw that. As a matter of fact, we could probably pull it up. As a matter of fact, yes, I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to pull up a screenshot because I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to
give yourself one shot. I'll be right back. Be right back.
Okay, I'll tell this story. Here you go. Right here. The new prime particles required for research nodes will be available for purchase directly and will be included in the premium battle pass variants. That's fantastic. We know what this means. This means buy the premium battle pass, not the elite battle pass, the premium battle pass for $99, $100, and there's going to be prime particles in it. Today, that launched with no prime particles. So, no big deal. Mistakes were made. Okay? No big deal. Mistakes were made. We're going to relay this information. Can we get it fixed? Here was the response. I'm looking for it because I don't want to say it wrong. Here's the response. We are updating the blog notes and will post an update of that amendment for players. Prime particles will not be included in the battle pass. Now, I'm not breaching NDA on this, all right, before anybody gets worried. Because this was actually, you know what, honest to God, this was something that I wasn't going to publicly share, to be honest with you. It was an issue. We got it fixed, okay? It was an issue. We got it fixed. We're updating the blog notes and we'll post an update of the amendment for players. Prime particles will not be in the battle pass. My response, very simple. Sorry, this is not acceptable. And then I posted this screenshot. That is literally bait and switch. It's not okay. So that was what I was told just by the person following the orders. Okay, not their fault. They were, I'm sure, told what to say. So then I immediately go into my, I immediately start working my other chats. And I wrote somebody and I said, okay, so-and-so, time to demonstrate the culture change that Cam wants from you guys. I don't care if it's a comms error, internal confusion, whatever it is. This very clearly says that you're putting prime particles in the premium battle pass packs, the variants of those packs, and now after players have begun to engage, we're told you're going to edit the blog post. Absolutely 1,000% not okay. "30 minutes later, the decision was overturned. DJ, you're going to get the prime particles as communicated. Comms and info will roll out soon." Now, I wasn't going to actually go down that rabbit hole. I was going to just say, hey, they got it fixed. We move on. But I am going to come back and say, this is the old culture. This is the old guard. These are words that I never should have had to say.
I agree.
So then people start getting eyes on it. There were a number of people who brought eyes in on this. I was like, how? This is not our mandate. And the call was made to overturn the decision made by this individual in leadership who has demonstrated time and time again an unwillingness to adapt to culture. Now there's
Voltron says that makes people want to quit, stuff like that, and that's not wrong.
Now there's a memo that is going out talking about reassignments and changes in direction as our current velocity is no longer sustainable or acceptable. We must do better. We have no choice but to do better.
Mm-hmm. Good acknowledgement, but now action. But now actual action.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I made several phone calls today, and this now coming through, this memo, I know what's happening tomorrow. This has been on the radar since Dublin. This has been on the radar since Dublin. You had these conversations, and this again was just hanging out. This was, people. Cam came in and he said he wanted to empower people. You remember? He said that he wanted to come in and he wanted to change the culture of being told no. He wanted people to step up and raise their hands and say, this is what I think we should do. This might be the right thing to do. Well, I'm here to tell you. Our GM is no longer our GM. And I am telling you that that's happening. There's no way. There's just no way that this can be allowed to continue happening. And you're right. Listen, when you start culture, guys, I told you I got the interview. I finally got the footage. And
yeah, the Cam video, the Cam interview from San Diego.
And by the way, I had gotten this footage and I've gotten all this stuff and I watched it again, Griffin, and I'm like, man, a lot of this stuff is really good. A lot of this stuff is still good. But there's a piece or two of this that hasn't aged well over the last 4 weeks.
Probably having to do with tech, I assume.
Probably having to do with tech. And that was something else that I had actually spoken to him about yesterday. And I just said, hey, listen, do you think that we can do a quick follow-up? I'll tell you right now, Griffin, there was one question you'll remember that we asked at the very end. What can you expect players to hold you accountable for in a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year? Do you remember that question? What milestones do you want players to be able to trust that you are enacting?
Mm-hmm.
And he said one word. He said tech. I want players to hold me accountable for tech. Now, I can tell you that over the last several weeks, even the conversations I've had with him about Alliance tournaments, about incursions, all this other stuff, he's not happy with it. And now you've got this all-hands company-wide meeting tomorrow morning announcing reassignments. If I am fighting the direction of the SVP of my company, I'm not sleeping very well tonight.
No, sir. It's nice to know that Cam, because he did say that, I do remember his answer. He does feel, not to spoil the interview, that tech is obviously the number one problem, and obviously every light is pointed at tech. So now, based on what we have uncovered between our own experiences, it seems like the players watching the show out there tonight can look forward to corrective action being taken to really put, for lack of a better term, your money where your mouth is. And not just saying what needs to be done, but actually continuing down the road and the path to find an actual solution. And that takes a lot of effort, as anybody in a position of leadership obviously knows.
I want to poll kind of the pulse of the community here a little bit. Let me, there's a couple of TTS backed up. Thank you guys. Cheer 111 if you want to have your comments read aloud, and then we'll come back and bounce some ideas off you guys in the community here as well. Cheer 111 for your TTS, and here's our first one.
Cruiser-Togex cheered 111 kitty bitties and says these guys are rookies. It is a basic violation of live service operations. Acknowledge the problem, and if resolution time in is unknown, you communicate that as well.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think Cam agrees with that. Yep. That's what he told me today. He said that his timeline was 5 minutes.
I would imagine, let me just put out my crystal ball. Let me imagine that you say, hey, it took 3 hours to get an announcement out. And he probably said, what do you mean? It should take 5 minutes to get an initial piece of information out. And then we hear, oh, yeah, but there's a gatekeeper preventing the information from coming out. And he says, that's a crock, and that's going to change immediately. How close am I?
I think you're much closer than any of us realize. Cheer 111 for your TTS. What do we got next?
Killer J 2151 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, hey, DJ and Griffin, do you know we fix our complaints and our feelings? We go to our cabinet and find the biggest bottle of alcohol, shove it down our throats, and start chugging?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Or in my case, Ghost Energy. You all know that my favorite flavor is Sour Strips Rainbow. Well, just hitting my mailbox today, DJ, is the brand new Sour Strips Apple Berry by our friends from Sour Strips. That's right, a brand new flavor. They snuck it out before they got to the A&W root beer, and I'm going to try it for the first time here on stream. I can't wait to pop it open with you.
I'm still drinking water. Cheer 111 for your TTS. Go ahead, Krutzagog.
Cruzy Togex cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, say it. Tell them my tinfoil hat theory. Do it, rogue actors.
All right, Cruzito thinks that there's a saboteur. You know, it's funny.
That's so funny. What did I say to you earlier today?
Yeah, I was going to say, Cruzito, it's funny that you said that to me because Griffin also said that to me today. And
I literally did.
And not to you know what? Again, I'm not going to say any individual's names because I will never do that. But at least one person, at least one staffer today told me that he absolutely cannot believe that this would happen under somebody who cares. He's absolutely convinced that it's on purpose.
I mean, I'm not.
How can it not?
I'll
be?
leave it at that.
Okay.
Cheer, here we go.
Cheer 111 for your TTS. What do you got?
And Alicia cheered 111 kitty bitties and says having insider info means keeping your trap shut. Don't ruin relationship over emotions.
You know, here's the deal. The culture's changing. And if I have learned anything over the last 8 weeks, it is that the man in charge now, Griffin, has expressed an expectation given time. I mean, even last week, we had the whole TikTok thing, right? Time's up, TikTok. I've given plenty of time to figure some of this stuff out. I don't, and Alicia, if I were to say right now that I think Cameron Stewart would be uncomfortable or angry with me for saying what I'm saying tonight, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think, if anything, that he is demanding an improvement in performance, and if you're not willing to give it, then it's time. It's time. And
this is a fair man.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. All right, I'll tell you this right now because you guys have mentioned this, and this is not necessarily at this level, but I can tell you. I'll tell you this, and it shouldn't surprise anybody. There have already been staffing changes. Been staffing changes. Okay? So, and by the way, I don't think that that's a surprise to anybody. I think that it's not been public knowledge, so people probably think that needs to happen, and people don't know that it's happened. But it has. There has already been staffing changes. And I'm not. And
I know new people have been onboarded in engineering as well, new positions, which is good. Still, in their still learning the ropes. Less than 6-month-old employees.
Now, SKZ, here's the thing. He says, "Oh yeah, it could have fooled me, dude. This is a deep game. It is a deep game. Time. It's going to take time. That's actually something that it takes time just to learn it, right? Just to onboard things. And no, that is not the reason for the hiccups." Okay? That's not the reason for the hiccups that you've got new people on, because you still have people that are there that are supposed to be managing this product. Okay? But you have new people that are coming on to backfill the positions that have been vacated by an unwillingness to get the F on board. Okay?
Some people just never know what time it is. You tell them what time it is and they won't change their watch.
Polar Bear, I don't suggest that the entire staff is old guard. If you really want to know my honest to God opinion about it, you've got what's the old saying? One bad apple ruins the barrel. Okay, listen,
but not Ghost Appleberry, because this is delicious. It's sour and it is that green apple tanginess. I can't wait for y'all to try. Coming to your 7-Eleven at the end of the month.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm telling you, one bad apple ruins the bunch. I don't think that the majority of people I work with on a daily basis are fighting. Okay? I think that they have a healthy fear. This is their job. This is how they feed their families, and to openly and blatantly disregard a direct order from a superior rank, whatever the hell, a superior executive, probably is not something that somebody wants to gamble their career on.
Absolutely not.
But I'm here to tell you that there is a ton of people I talk to every single day. Today, hey, let me tell you about an amazing conversation I had this morning. An amazing conversation with two amazing people who know the game in and out, probably the smartest people that they've got in the live operations center, working on alliance tournaments.
And it was a great conversation, and great things are happening there.
Great conversation. As a matter of fact, guys, let me tell you, and this is not committed, but Lost In, you said this, all right? Cruzito, you said this. Community, a lot of you said, I told you that I didn't understand the mentality of not wanting it twice a month, right? And a lot of you guys said, well, we don't want it twice a month, but it's just a lot of prep. And then there was this wonderful thing that happened. A wonderful thing that happened from the community, which was, hey, let's come up with an alternative idea. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure that this idea has been circulated around a bunch of different places. I don't know where it came from, but I heard Lost In 73. That was the first place I heard it, was on Lost In's channel, where it was suggested by a player, hey, let's run it twice, but let's just shorten it up a little bit. Like, maybe we could run 3 days and run it twice a month. Now, think about what that would actually do, okay? If we ran it 3 days, but you still have the ALB, and you still have the Syndicate, or the Emerald Chain, and you still have the Alliance leaderboards, and all this other stuff, right? Like, Count DeVille says, dude, that sounds great. I would love twice a month at 3 days each, okay? Maybe that's the best of both worlds. Maybe that's the best of both worlds. Like, we still get to run it twice, but we still get the extra rewards, but we're not necessarily draining people. We're not necessarily, like, demanding it. Lost In, do you remember this idea? It came from your show, or at least that I heard it from your show. Guess what? It's being investigated. Like, they're actually working on a system right now that modifies the current 5 days into a 3 day, and they're running simulations to see how this is going to work. They are actually taking that feedback, which was player provided, and working on a solution that could possibly be implemented. And I'm not saying that it will be, because it still requires. What we saw today was super high level, as in none of the tasks were filled out. None of the metrics were there. The rewards were very loosely kind of being discussed. You know what we had? We had bucket 1, 30 tasks, bucket 2, 20 tasks, bucket 6, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're talking a very basic, complete, like, overhaul of how to make this work in 3 days. And by the way, the solution that this would in fact provide, all right, is going to solve the issue of duplicate tasks. It's going to solve the issue of blank tasks, because you know what they're doing? They're actually going to target an equal number of tasks for a broken out set of buckets. And guys, when we're talking about a bunch of new tasks that were written out, it was beautiful. Okay, it's beautiful.
And new ideas, very well balanced, and great participation for the free-to-play category as well. That actually makes sense.
So I digress a little bit, but this conversation happened this morning. Two guys have been tasked with finding a way to make this work for the player base and, obviously, make it work for the company, which that doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. We've said this for years on this show, Griffin. We can do stuff that's good for the company that is still good for the players. Happy players, in fact, spend money.
Lo and behold. But still, there's that undercurrent of the old guard. And I'm looking forward to a new spring happening here. I think that, the foundation's already been poured, and now we can start building upon it and make some really cool things happen.
My point to that story is that there are people who are pouring their heart and soul into making this game a better experience for people, and then to be told, not going to do that. No, don't talk about that. You can't talk about that. What, you want to tell players? You want to tell players that we know we have a problem? Hell no. We ain't got nothing to say.
Absolutely not. Apologize.
What?
Apologize.
You're out of your mind. Cheer 111 for your TTS tonight. What do you got? Fisty.
Iron Fister 23 cheered 100 and a kitty bitties. Says what I really understand why of all that is holy is a senior vice president having to get this far deep in the weeds of basic operations of a multi-million-dollar company that employs hundreds of people. It's beyond time for changes to be made at a senior level.
I think he agrees with you. That's funny you say that, Fisty, because that was a phrase, a paraphrase that he used today is like, why do I need to know this? Mm-hmm. Like, why does this have to make it to me? It should not make it to me. This shit, God, sorry. This stuff should not make it to me. This is the SVP.
That's an example of a culture led by a person who empowers their people versus a culture who is a tyrant and wants control of everything.
Cheer 111.
Just from my personal experience.
Cheer 111 for your TTS.
Dreamweaver and Chill cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, I love Scopely and go buy a pack. I need a new boat. They still owe me money.
Thank you, Dreamweaver. Level 50.
Dreamweaver,
bro.
I'd love to.
50.
I still don't have the battle pass in my event store.
Level
Okay, I'm looking every 30
50.
seconds.
Oh, yeah. Level 50. Cheer 111
Still
for
not
your
there.
TTS. What do you got?
Aardvark 2K cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, we hear you. Things need to change. That hostage video was over a year ago and the author still doesn't get it.
He doesn't. He doesn't. And buddy, time's up. There is no way Conor is sleeping good tonight. There's no way. Cheer 111 for your TTS.
Dreamweaver and Chill cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, I'm about to start making videos again, making fun of these guys again if they don't straighten up.
Do it! Because I'm here to tell you, the player base is not the only one who wants to draw attention to this. They are not the only ones that want to draw attention to this. There are Scopely staffers that want attention on the culture problems that exist at STFC.
Yep.
Okay. I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you right now that there are staffers out there celebrating tonight because we're saying this stuff, because they feel it is time for their leadership to be held accountable and for things to change.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
I know that is happening. And Taurus, thank you so much for your cheer of 111 kitty bitties, but there was nothing in it. Thank you. There was no TTS there, but thank you very much.
They're just speechless, like many of us are, based on where we are right now.
Yeah, but thank you for your kitty bitties. Appreciate that. JG Natchi, thank you. Cheer 111.
JGN 1980 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, good riddance to the person who holds this game back.
I think we can all say that. And you know what? Let me just ask. I want to read some of this in chat. Let me ask. I know that I have personally, I'll own this, I have personally been in the camp for a long time. You guys have heard me say it. That I do not endorse the calling for anybody's job. Their family relies on it. They rely on it. This is somebody's way of life, right? Like, I've never...
Every chance should be given, yes.
Every chance. You know what? I like that phrase. Every chance should be given. Mm-hmm. Now, if I believe that, I've said that, and I believe that, and I do believe that. Even I've run out of patience. We
all get to that point. Otherwise, you're just lying to yourself. There comes to a point where you get there, or you're just literally enabling and lying to yourself. Then we can't do that.
Duke says that there are people clearly in the wrong position. It's not just their fault, but the fault of who promoted them to that position. You know what? I don't necessarily disagree with that.
That's a whole other story.
But here's the deal.
Then you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. But here's the deal. If that leadership changes, and it has, because a new SVP is here, and he is saying, I expect things to be done differently. I want this done differently. And, I guess I don't live in a world, in my head, I don't live in a world where I fight back against an SVP of my company. If Mrs. Boss came to me and said, DJ, I want to change something up. I want to do something different. I want to do something that is good for our customers. I cannot imagine that I'm going to fight her on that. Like, that's just not in that doesn't exist in my world of reality. Now, if I'm told by my manager to do something that I don't like, I also am going to express myself that I don't like it. But guess what? And maybe this makes me weak. I don't know. I will perform under duress. Okay? I will do my job under protest, but I'm going to do what I am instructed to do because it's my job. I can't afford to not have a job. I've got kids. I got to pay child support. I got teenage boys with driver's licenses. The insurance alone is crazy. I can't afford to be out of a job. If Mrs. Boss came to me and said, you're going to do this, I don't care if you like it or not. First of all, she would never do that to me. But if she did, I can't imagine a world where I'd say, piss off, Mrs. Boss. I'll do it my way.
That's never going to work, you dummy.
Crazy girl. You nuts. I ain't doing it that way because I know better. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't have to worry about waking up for work the next day. She would have killed me.
She would have put you out with the frozen bunnies.
She would have taken me out. She would have taken me out. I can't imagine a world. I, honest to God, can't imagine a world where I would openly disregard, be insubordinate, and fight against a new SVP coming into the company because of how badly I've performed. I can't. What? What world does that make sense for somebody? That I'm going to
people just their own BS, and they'll say things like, "Listen, I'm not giving you an excuse. I'm just offering a perspective, but this is why we can't do it that way, or this is why it's never going to work in that regard." And that's the finger giver. I mean, it's plain as a nose on your face. Either you got to get on board and you got to say, yes, I can, or I don't know how it's going to work that way, but I'm going to do my best to make it work that way. That's the you column. But then there's the, yeah, you know, we tried that 6 years ago and it didn't work then. It's not going to work now. And that's the person that you got to look out for.
Cheer 111 for your TTS tonight and going through your chat. You guys sound off. Oh, there's a hype train too. That's awesome.
And Tars 1701 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, just wanted to say hi.
Oh, hi.
Appreciate ya. Also, as Picard once said, the question is, who will take the initiative? Who will make the first gesture of trust? The answer is, I will.
Did that TTS just laugh? Did it just laugh?
It did. I was looking for it to see how they did that because I've never seen that.
It just laughed.
It's pretty good.
Whoa.
We're that much closer to Cyberdyne.
That's creepy. Thank you, Antares. Appreciate that. And you know what? Yeah, who's going to make the first gesture of trust? You know, a lot
of people have. In this case, a lot of people have. A lot of people are on board to the point where the people who are not have nowhere left to hide. And you're seeing that today.
Let me ask the community. I have seen this a lot. I've seen it in chat. I see it over here. I've seen it in the Discords today. You guys have said this for a very long time. You guys have said it for a very long time. Like, people need to pay for their actions. It's time for you know, it's time for you to kick sand. Like, it's time for somebody to lose their job. If it were revealed, and I'm only asking, if it were to be revealed that Cameron has made serious executive leadership changes, does that carry any? Taking out the trash. Does that carry water with players? I mean, I can't.
What do you mean if? What do you mean if? We just read memos and staffing things, and
I'm not saying it's going to become public. I'm saying what if Scopely decides to publish their internal staffing changes, which they're under no obligation to do. Okay, but if they do, is that enough of an ass kicking by Cameron Stewart for players to say, "Oh shit"?
Well, the people who are saying no are probably going to go follow up with, I need to see results. And that's not the question. He's not asking do you think this is just going to magically fix everything? The question is, do you feel as though this is a step in the right direction to get something to actually happen?
Yeah. Skippy, relax. He says, is Cam going to dissolve the CC program because some keep sharing confidential details? Listen, Cam is a big believer in transparency.
He is indeed.
You guys know for a very long time. I mean, I jokingly, all right, but I play by the rules a great deal. That's why I have the access. That's why I have the influence. It's why I get to have it. It's why I've earned the trust of people, because I'm a trustworthy guy. I'm a nice fella. Okay? A nice fella. But I'll tell you this, every single phone call I've had with him, I'll say, is this something that you want the players to know about? And he's like, dude, yeah, I want them to know that we are changing things around. All right? So now I'm not saying that he, said, hey, you can, talk about my memo tomorrow. That was different.
There's business trust here between the player base, especially the highly engaged player base, which is you watching this video, and his version of this company. There is business trust there. He does not mind you peeking behind the curtain to see what the inner workings are to make it a better experience for you. And I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah. Nobody says sometimes you got to shake the tree for the bad apples to fall out to let the rest go stronger. Matter says, if Cam cared all that much stuff about DJs sharing stuff, do you think he would actually tell DJs this stuff? That's probably a fair point. I mean, that's like that's like talking to a reporter and giving them the scoop of a century. Like, do you really? Okay, that's probably a fair point. Fisty says, I think this is Cameron Stewart finally laying down the straight flush. No more bluffing, no more walking on eggs. It's hammer time. Let's get this done the right way. Cheer 111 for your TTS in chat tonight, and you can say your piece. Good evening, Lightning Hawk.
Lightning Hawk cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, cheer 11, they need to understand that there are more places than STFC that players can put their gaming budgets towards. An annoyed and or angry player will simply direct their wallet to another game.
Damn straight. And that's happening. That's legit happening. Sales are lower than they've ever been before. Sales are dismal. That's why he was hired in the first place. It's already happened. Stefan says, I don't want to hear about staffing changes. I want to see a roadmap. I think that you would probably find yourself in the minority on that, to be honest with you. I think players have said, we want to see action. We don't want to just hear words. I think we've seen that long enough. We've heard that long enough.
Roadmaps are promises, bro. Roadmaps are promises. We've been promised things. We've been promised things by the old regime.
Now, I'm not saying that new promises can't happen. I'm saying that, we've been told for a long time, and we've even said back to Scopely, like, it's time to put up or shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, fix the problem. Fix it. Cheer.
And Cameron's got a expression for that I'll share with you right here. I wrote it down when I was in Dublin. It says, so he could see the future when you made that comment.
Oh, boy.
It has to do with building trust and what that takes. The trust gap is an evidence gap right here. And we must provide the evidence of change in order to build trust. That's right there in the note. So before you're going to get any more promises from the guy, you're going to get deliverables, evidence from his team. So that's the answer to your question.
Cheer 111 for your TTS in chat tonight. You guys sound off. Good evening, Killer J. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Killer J 2151 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, to be honest, most companies give you 3 months of failing before you get put on a final with another 1 to 2 months of failing past that before they chop you And with it being a year, Conor should have been gone within the first month of Cam being there. There's a reason for Cam being there. And to be honest, he has taken too long to cut off the head of the snake.
You know, I will say this, Killer Jake. First of all, that is the most respectable TTS you have ever said. That deserves
a round of applause.
Good job, Killer. You know what? I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love that only Killer gets Flanders' voice. He gets Flanders' voice because he is such a beloved member of our community, all right? He gets his own dedicated TTS
Special
voice.
unlock. He bought the Prime.
Yeah. Killer, you know what? I will actually say this. If Cameron decides to go another direction this week, then fine. We're going to report it. We're going to talk about it. But I will say this, and we said this when he first came on, when he first announced his presence, and you guys said, well, he's been here since January. One of the things that I have been defensive of from the very beginning is you don't just come in and start making a bunch of changes. As a fixer, you've got to understand the problem first. Okay?
Well, and you also have to evaluate your assets, and your number one assets are your people.
And you
need to know the value of each person.
And you don't trust anybody because the culture is what's gotten you there. The he said, she said, the history, the bias, the rumors that may or may not be true, the history, all this stuff matters, and that taints a perspective. Okay? So a fixer doesn't listen to any of that. Doesn't listen to any of it. He comes in and he makes his own decision. Now, Jomabi says, all hail Cam the Magnificent, the number one BSer and wrangler of CCs. He does the wee woo, which I love that sound alert, by the way. Jomabi, I don't think that I feel that way yet, because so far with what he's done and what he's spoken about with me, he's delivered on. I think I
can't explain it otherwise. DJ's right. We have seen results. You have seen results. That's not a fair comment. I've got to call you out on that comment. That's not a fair comment. I understand why you make the comment, but it just doesn't hold water, because there already have been deliverables on things that he has promised, and we are seeing a completely new direction for this game. The problem is that he's still figuring out how to get there from here. And changes like this are what's going to expedite that process. I appreciate your frustration in the comment, but I can assure you,
I understand it. You want to see action. As a matter of fact, Jamali has said that. He said for months, I want to see action, and says right here, he's 8 months in, DJ. And while I understand that, you're 8 months into a job, but you also, again, man, I'm telling you, if you've never been a fixer, it takes a minute, man, before you understand the problem. Like, you've got to figure out what the problem is before. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can say that yeah, he's been here for 8 months, but you don't come in on day one and be like, oh, okay, well, the game's broke, so let's fix that. I mean, that's right. That's not.
Well, it's worse than that. Then you come up with a plan, you come up with a solution, you execute the strategy, but bad news, you have certain people in certain places who are not on board with your strategy and who are finger givers and foot draggers. So then just when you think you have the problem solved, now you're back into a personnel problem, and it takes time.
Yeah. Pete, you're right. I thought I'd heard that Cam has been with Scopely for 8 months, but only been working on STFC since May. It was actually, April that he started to become associate or started to learn. But yeah, there was onboarding and there was Scopely stuff that he had to come into. And by the way, this is something that's going to be revealed in our interview on Monday, because we did talk about that. Yeah. It is going to come out on Monday. So, and Paul,
and where can people find that interview, by the way?
It'll be on our YouTube. It's going to be ours. Okay, I've got the video. I'm just going to tag it. And as I was mentioning, I had talked to Cam yesterday about this. And, man, there are so many staff watching this tonight. You know what? Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. And you know what? I want to say this. I thank you guys for working hard. I thank you guys.
Absolutely.
I thank you guys for wanting to try to do it the right way, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I have to bitch at you. I'm sorry that I have to do this. I'm sorry that I have to come into dev chat and be an asshole. I'm sorry that has been our relationship. I appreciate the work you try to do. I'm sorry that you're not allowed to do it. I don't even remember what I was saying before I got that text. That's a powerful text. And
you had just started a thought. I can't help you out with that. But I want to echo the sentiment. We are here for you, the real ones who come into work every day and get the job done and follow the direction and believe in the new path. We're here for you.
Guys,
thank you for being here.
That was a text message in real time from somebody we work with every day who's frustrated beyond belief at the state of this game. They work for the game. And they're cheering for change. Cheer 111 for your TTS here in chat. Go ahead.
Count_D_Ville cheered 111 kitty bitties and says when players said they wanted choice back, the choice between whether to get a battle pass with 3x multiphasics or not was not it. The monkey's paw remains undefeated.
You'll have to explain that one a little bit. Are you talking about the fact that there were multiple packs up? Yeah, totally agree. Why? That's dumb. What was the whole point of that?
I can't understand that at all.
What was the point of that?
And there are people in VIP watching, there are people in our chat watching, and they're saying, hey, can I get a PM because I bought the battle pass, but I didn't get the multiphasics or anything. There are two versions of this $99 pack. One of them has nothing in it you want, and the other one says 3 times the bonus. That's the one to buy. If you did not buy that one, what's the direction, DJ? Do they open a ticket? Or are they going to be found and compensated in real time as they clean this mess up? Do we know the answer to that?
I don't know the answer to that. I would say file a ticket, but I will also be pushing for this. I mean, I will be.
No retrieving. They're not going to be told to pound sand retrieving. That person doesn't work here anymore. They're not.
No.
I watched Cameron solve the problem for like 4 players out of 250,000 because they're affected. 4 players. Go out and find them and fix it and make them whole. That's what comes out of Cameron's mouth. So no, they're not going to be told to pound sand. That was before. That was then. This is now. And thank God for that, because nothing made me more upset than a company that would not advocate for their own customers. Those days are gone.
Cheer 111 for your TTS here in chat. Thank you guys, by the way, for your contributions, and thank you for sounding off.
TC779 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says all these comments assume that people have the self-awareness to understand why things happen. It's not always true.
So true. So true. You're right. You're 1,000% right, TC, because this is like maybe this person has just been so entrenched in this mindset and this culture for so long that they don't know any other way. They don't know any other way. And the buck stops here. All right. And you know what? I'll say this, Jamabi and Paul, I'll say this. I'll be shocked if the news tomorrow is not what I expect it to be, because I've seen writing on the wall for a while. However, I understand your reluctance. Cam has said it himself, and you'll see it in the interview on Monday. We asked him, why should players trust you? Why should players believe you? Because, by the way, we've heard all this crap before. We've heard all of it before. Why should they believe you? You know what his answer was? Which, by the way, was super raw. His answer was, they shouldn't. We've given them no reason to trust us. The
trust gap is an evidence gap. There's been no evidence.
He said, we have got to step up and demonstrate that things are going to change. Now, Killer says, most companies will give you several months of failing before they put you on a final and all this and other stuff, and that may be. Maybe that's what's happened. He has said, listen, I'm not coming in just to fire everybody. I want to know where my assets are, and I want to know that maybe somebody has a better fit in another position. Maybe somebody is a great fit for another style of job, but they're not good here. Okay? And so I respect that. I've done that. Okay? I've reassigned a ton of people at my dealership. I've reassigned people 5 times before I've let them go. I get that. I respect that as a leader. But you also, in doing so, give people enough rope to hang themselves with.
You do.
People
absolutely do.
People get to make their own. People are responsible for their own destiny. People are responsible for their own destiny. And when you continually just shit the bed, like eventually, as Cam said, just literally 1 week ago, TikTok. Cheer 111 for your TTS. Guffa Waffle. Good evening.
Oh, hi, Guffa.
Goofa Waffle cheered 111 kitty bitties and says it's my pink elephant story. If my boss asks me to make a pink elephant, I'll clearly explain how bad of an idea that is. Elephants aren't pink. The user is expecting gray, whatever.
Fair.
However, if the final decision is to make a pink elephant, I'll leave that meeting and make the best damn pink elephant I can.
I think that's where a lot of these staffers are. I mean, they got to do their jobs, right? And I would imagine that it's not common culture in a company this size to disobey or be insubordinate to your direct supervisor, but expect the senior VP to come swoop in and save you. I would be willing to bet they are not going to gamble their careers on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that anybody would assume that it's okay to disobey their supervisor. I just don't see that is possible. Cheer 111. Fisty is in the queue for TTS. Go ahead.
Iron Fister 23 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, I think this is Cameron Stewart finally laying down the straight flush. No more bluffing, no more walking on eggs. Hammer time. Let's get this done the right way.
I think I read your comment earlier. Sorry about that. I stole the...
You did.
I stole your TTS thunder. Sorry, Fisty. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Here we go. Cheer 111 and Delicia's in the queue. Cheer 111.
And Alicia cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, will the culture change include customer service on the weekends?
I don't know. I'm not going to presume to know what their operations are looking like. I even said this to him yesterday. I said, I'm not going to presume that you owe me anything. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out just for a minute. I want to know more on something because I'm working on something right now with him. I'm actually working on a project with him. You know what? Piss on it. We've done so much tonight. Hey, 6 weeks ago, and I think that this will be cool. I hope so. 6 weeks ago, I had an idea. And some people are going to like this. Some people may not. But Cam has continued to say, like, big time on transparency. I want to communicate. I want to get out there, yada, yada, yada. And we know now that there has been a heavier reliance. There's been a heavier emphasis on the creator program to communicate. All right?
Yes.
I'm not getting off the bandwagon, Paul. I'm very much on the bandwagon. I'm in the captain's chair of the bandwagon. Okay? So, like,
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Even to the point of the creators making the preview videos and the Arcfall videos and all that stuff, which is great. I love that. Okay? I do love that. I think that is finally the proper use of a CC program. Okay? So I like that. So it was probably about 6 weeks ago. It was actually, maybe it's close to 8. It was about a month before Comic-Con when we asked him to do this interview with us. And we made plans to set up this 60-minute style interview. Now, I didn't just want, like, just that interview. I wanted, like, that interview, and I wanted that for the entire team. Like, despite what a lot of people think, like, I love the CC program. I'm happy with how it's growing, and I love everybody in it. And because they work hard and they care. There's a passion for it. Like,
they do.
These are people that love the game like I do. You know, like,
and they hit the game from so many different perspectives and ops levels, and, you know, the more the merrier in that regard.
And I love that. Okay? So 8 weeks ago, I asked for a fully transparent media series. And it was approved. Wait, Guffa says this got leaked last night? What got leaked? What got leaked? Did Media Week get leaked? Now, some people are going to say that this is a campaign. And I get that that's what it's going to look like. But I've also already seen several of the videos. So here's what happened. We recorded ours in San Diego 4 weeks ago. This week, so after everything, after Alliance tournaments, after incursions, starting this week, and this has been on the schedule for weeks, starting on Monday the 17th. Yeah, that's right, Havermeyer, Propaganda Week. You could call it that, but I've seen the interviews, and these guys, the content creators, they're not holding back. They're asking some really good questions. They got 30 minutes each. They got 30 minutes. Every content creator who wanted it got 30 minutes with SVP Cam, one-on-one. No oversight, no lawyers. Okay, 30 minutes.
No pre-filtered questions.
The questions, Cam asked for the questions so that he could be prepared for them.
Yeah.
But they weren't like rejected.
Don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Right.
So this week they have been recording that. Okay, they've been recording that. Silvertap says, I can't wait to hear him. I know Samo had one today. Okay, so you guys know about this. I didn't realize that this was public. So that's been happening. I've been so excited about this. So excited about this because I had hoped that we were going to be a little bit farther down the progress road. Okay? And we're not yet. But the benefit is the content creators that got time with him this week, which, by the way, was not Griffin and I because we got ours a month ago, they got real time. Like, we're talking, the interviews have happened all this week, and they will be published next week. Now, the coordination effort that we're doing is, I call it a media week. All right. I know that some people are going to call it something different, but the idea is just like a movie star, right, would like go on all the night shows, Griffin, and do the talk shows and the radio interviews and the TV stuff.
We call them pressers.
Pressers, okay?
Pressers.
That's kind of how I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be everybody was going to release their content at a time that it could be promoted universally across all channels, so not everybody's going to post it all the same time. Yeah, a press junket, is that what you call it? So they basically, like, I'm working with the creators to set up a schedule. Hey, you publish here, and then you publish 12 hours later, and then you publish 12 hours later, so that so for a week, you guys are literally going to get hours of questions with SVP Cameron Stewart. And a lot of these creators have come to you guys, whether they said it or not. A lot of these guys, the creators, have come to the community for the questions. V-Neck and Tibbs also said they had videos. Well, good. I'm glad they're talking about it. We weren't going to talk about it, but that's fine. Whatever. I'm glad that they're excited about it. And so that will be happening next week. That coordination has been hell. All right? And it's taken a lot of work and it's taken a lot of time, and I love every effing second of it. Because for the first time ever, we've got somebody who actually agrees with transparency and wants to serve it and wants to be in front of players. And so, yeah, that's exactly kind of what I had envisioned, Wham, was like going through all the night shows, right? Sitting with Jimmy Fallon and sitting with, Colbert and sitting with, what's his face, the funny redhead guy, Colin something.
Conan O'Brien, he's been retired for 7 years. What's your problem?
Whatever. All the funny guys, right? All that stuff.
Whatever. Don't tell me whatever.
That's what I had envisioned for this. And we were going to kick it off with the San Diego interview. Now, you know what? Here's cool. Kane says, I hope Scopely themselves promote the interviews. Cam has said that he wants that happening. I'm actually coordinating with marketing. Who do you think helped me set up all the time for the interviews and the Zoom meetings and all that stuff with these people? All right. Marketing is all in on this. They're going to be promoting everything all week, which I think is good. Now, again, some of it hasn't aged well, right? This has been a rough 2 to 3 weeks. And I believe that some of the other creators have acknowledged some of this stuff. They've got the advantage of time, that they recorded this week, and we were a month ago. So I'm excited for this to happen, and I hope, and from what I've seen already, because a lot of the creators have been excited, they've submitted their stuff in, and I'm looking through it, and I'm making sure, and that everything, that nobody does anything terrible. But 8-bit,
why? You do things terrible all the time,
every day. How does this make the game better? 8-bit.
Oh man,
no, it's a fair question. You have to start somewhere at restoring trust, and you can't do that with somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
Pixelate said it's a campaign for the game. Maybe. Yes. You know what? I will say yes to that, Pixelate.
That's true.
I think that's a fair observation. Cameron Stewart is going on the offense. He wants to be a part of the conversation. He wants to make himself available. I think that's a very fair statement. It's half propaganda, half them trying to advocate for themselves. It's going to be interesting. Maybe. Based on my conversation, listen, I hit him with some questions. I hit him with some hard questions. Griffin even told me afterwards, he was like, I am surprised at how aggressive you were. But let me tell you, I'm surprised.
To be fair, the hardest questions you made me ask him, and I was knee to knee with the guy, and you were over in the corner laughing at me.
Not true. But what I was more impressed with is that none of the questions got axed. Literally none of them, Griffin. None of them.
No, we went all in on that interview. It was 2 hours long, twice as long as they thought we were going to go, and we left no stone unturned. And Cam's that kind of guy. He's an open book, and I'm sure that you'll see that with the other interviews from your other favorite creators.
No,
it's very respectable, and that's how you get the opinion. These creators, we have an overlapping community, but there are many players that are in their own niches that follow their own creators. And so what better way to get the perspective of everyone from VIP all the way down to new players than to talk to all the creators who interface with these players on a daily basis.
Exactly. Absolutely. I do want that. Pegleg, to address your comment, no. He says, are you pre-screening the tough questions out? Sounds like when you said you are reviewing all the submissions, you are. No, I don't own any. I have none of the content. They literally sent links. I don't have any of the content. I'm literally just watching them. I'm watching them, and the biggest reason for that is because I'm trying to schedule them in such a way that their interviews make sense narratively. Like, I don't want 3 interviews to go out at the same time that have the exact same questions in them. Does that make sense? So I am actually just watching them so I can make a schedule, but I don't have any of the content. They sent links. They're editing it themselves. They're doing all their own stuff. Like, this was, and there was nobody that sat in on the call. It was content creator one-on-one with Cameron Stewart. They did it. Just them. I didn't sit on that.
Benny Hills Go says, let's have Killer J ask Cam a few questions.
I think that would be a wonderful idea, possibly in some scenario. Cheer 111 for your TTS.
Killer J 2151 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, hey, DJ, the guy that texted you and said he's happy watching your stream, ask him if he needs help cleaning out Conor office. I am gladly to help for free.
Oh, wow.
I shouldn't be laughing about that. I shouldn't be laughing about that. Cheer 111 for your TTS. Go ahead. Hello?
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hello? TTS, cheer 111 for your TTS.
Cruiser Talk X cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, I love me a campaign of shaking hands and kissing babies, and this is good for the CCs. However, at some point, the campaign trail stops, and someone has to get the hard work done. You know me, I want the game to just work. Full stop.
Totally agree. I think Cam does too.
Well,
right, but yeah, I mean, I think part of it is touching the players. Listen, the players don't trust. There's only one. I mean, there's a number of ways to earn that back, but part of it is being available to players.
It's a multi-part operation, Cruzito, and I'm with you. I completely agree with you. You have to remember that there are 4 pillars in this strategy. There's the culture pillar, there's the tech and stability pillar, There's the combat and economy pillar, Billy, and there's the community pillar, which is all of us. Yeah. And all 4 of those need to be firing on full cylinders. So, there's still work to do there, dude. You're right. I mean, even a big change like this isn't going to solve every problem. You have to have the right people in place with the right attitude of, yes, we can, not, oh, but this is built on a backbone of an old game that's not even supposed to do half of this stuff in the first place. I mean, there's a lot of work that needs to be done to get everybody to pull the rope in the right direction. And I agree with you. You're not wrong to feel that way.
Walker says, did they pre-screen any questions so the questions were not repeated for each content creator? So not really.
I don't think so.
No, when we submitted all the questions in for review, the worst that actually happened was, I would say, hey, to Tibbs maybe, hey, so-and-so was going to ask this similar question if you want to restructure yours or whatever. But again, at the end of the day, this was 100% their one-on-one interview and their decision. So they could have asked whatever they want. If 3 of them asked the same question, then that's what they did.
I do know that there was some cross coordination between different content creators to where they could spend their half hours wisely. And so they said, you do this, I'll cover that, you cover that. That did happen.
Joe Bobby, that's actually really funny. You know what? I could almost buy into that. Jababi says Conor is a lamb sacrificed on the altar of Cam to curry favor of influential CCs.
Where is my tinfoil hat? I've got to start bringing it up here. I just keep it in my downstairs basement prayer room. I've got to actually bring it up here too.
I actually love that, Jamabi. And for the record, Jamabi is such a loud critic on this stage, but he's actually a genuinely decently nice guy. I don't want to think that he's actually that critical of me, like with everything. I think he just likes to be the critical opinion. But you know what? Even for Cam, Jamabi, hear me. Even for Cam, like TikTok, and I don't mean that in a threatening way. I'm just mean like, right? You guys said 8 months. Where are we now compared to where we were at the beginning of the year? Things do.
I mean, I'll go around record and I'll say this: after a change, after a day like today, DJs disagree or agree. After a change like today, if something drastic doesn't happen around here, around the block, that's when I start losing faith for even hypothetically what someone like Cameron would be trying to do. If things don't get taken seriously after this big of a fail, then we know that we got a problem.
Yeah.
Right? If this is like business as usual, then I'm like, what am I doing here? At this point, I would be like, why am I even here?
So thank you for validating. He says, the devil's advocate attended my classes. Hell yeah, buddy. I got you. Thank you. I do appreciate that. All right. Kane, I believe that you are correct. In the and listen, I talk to him not every day. I probably talk to him 2-3 times a week. Kane writes, I'm willing to bet Cam is more upset about things not improving after 8 months than we are. Yeah, I'd say that's probably
dude, you have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Probably on the mark there. Cheer 111 for your TTS. Guffa, somehow yours got skipped. I'm going to go back to it. I don't know how that happened.
Guffa Waffle cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, DJZ, that's really damn admirable of you to work for this. Huh. It's awesome that you're looking for ways that benefit the surrounding communities. I mean, whatever. It's not that cool or anything.
Thank you, Guffa. But no, I thought that this was important because listen, this goes back to actually something Cruzito said not long ago. Now, Cruzito is not a fan of news coming through CCs. I get that. I understand.
Not at all. He wants to be directly spoken to.
He's not a fan of that. However, I will agree that if Fleet Command, if Scopely is going to use the CC program like we begged them to do for years, if they're going to use us in this way, then it needs to be across the board. There cannot be, some people who get to talk and other people who don't. All right. So yeah, Guffa, I feel like this was something that the entire community deserved. And that the entire community of content creators that represent those communities should have done. All right, I think that's the right thing to do. Vic says, majority of players don't watch CCs. We're the weirdos. Yeah, but if you'll notice, our videos are starting to become the news. View screen, in-game news.
I mean,
their socials.
The video I did on Monday happens to be doing very well in the analytics. I'll have you know.
I'm just saying, like, that's what they're moving towards. So,
despite my AI graphic that I use to explain freaking multiphasic tokens, which is not even a good graphic to use in the first place, how are you supposed to explain what a multiphasic token is if you don't make up some sort of graphics about it? But
Fair point. And Kane says, you know what? You're right. With so many choice tokens this arc, it should have been a major victory, but instead they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
This is the definition of 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Yes, snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. That one.
There you go. Delmeyer, thank you. Without CCs, in many cases, we wouldn't have had any news. Thank you guys all. Thank all of them. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. That's how we're trying to.
I'm not going to watch 8-bit. You're so funny. Don't. That's okay. That's fine.
In all fairness, we've told you what's in it. Okay, we've already told you what's in it. Thank you for watching tonight, though. We appreciate that. Cheer 111 for your TTS here tonight. Thank you. Oh God, it's Seth.
Putz, why are you piling on me? Of all people.
Wait, what?
I'm so nice to you at all times. I mean, I help you zip up your Santa Claus costume.
Says the Babylon Project was our last best hope for peace. A self-contained world 5 miles long, located in neutral territory. A place of commerce and diplomacy for 250,000 humans and aliens. A shining beacon in space, all alone in the night. It was the dawn of the third age of mankind, the year the Great War came upon us all. This is the story of the last of the Babylon stations. The year is 2259. The name of the place is Babylon 5.
Oh, thank you. It's okay. Thank you very much, Seth. Appreciate that.
I liked Babylon 5.
It was fantastic. Cheer 111 for your team.
No, Cruzito, you cannot do that.
137 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says, I don't care what he does or interviews he gives. I just want a game that works.
Don't we all? Don't we all? But, I mean, again, actions. And this week is going to be a defining moment, I believe. I thought it would be last week. Apparently, there was just a few more pounds of weight that the camel could carry. This week seems to be the week in which the camel's back is broken. Cheer 111 for your TTS. Go ahead.
Killer J 2151 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says my first question to Cameron would be, why did it take so long?
We have answered that ad nauseum, dude.
Yeah, we have. But it would be nice to hear it from his mouth. Maybe one of the creators asked that question. I don't know because I haven't watched them all yet. But maybe somebody did. I would love to know that. Go ahead, cheer 111 with your TTS for tonight. Sound off. Hello, cheer.
Lightning Hawk cheered 111 kitty bitties and says they are annoying players with pop-ups in the game now, and the game is so broken that it is barely playable. Heck, my field training has been broken since my second day of playing, and every ticket I made about it over the years was insta-archived. I am hopeful that Cameron will get things sorted and turn things around.
You know, there is something that he and I have designated. Griffin, you've heard this. You heard this in our call just on Tuesday. There is a fun little segment. I say it's a fun little segment, but Cameron and I have designated a couple of minutes each week to something we call low-hanging fruit. All right.
Oh, I thought it was going to be communications.
Ha! Low-hanging fruit, something simple that takes, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes to copy and paste a swap or something. Anyway, 5 minutes. Low-hanging fruit. That's right, Third Life. Low-hanging fruit. Something
like
easy.
Neelix and Kim. What did you do this week?
The shackle. All right.
The shackle's another one. We've been talking about forbidden text in San Diego, and just getting that unlocked and letting the last tear fly. That's low-hanging fruit for sure.
That is low-hanging fruit. We'll leave it right there.
What's not low-hanging fruit is Alliance chat. That chat needs to be written from the ground up, and everybody knows it. That's a bigger project. But it is being taken seriously because we can't keep these bots in the game. It's stupid.
Yeah. Do you remember? You remember when? By the way, one person who's also been reassigned, told us that it was going to be fixed, like with a specific update, and then the update happened, and then they just got worse. But hey, you know what?
Yep.
Staffing changes. Think. Cheer 111 for your for your TTS.
Go ahead, caller.
Killer J 2151 cheered 111 kitty bitties and says it's sad that $100 goes further with a hooker and a bottle of Jack than does the $100 pack that so many people bought today.
Fair enough.
Well, to be fair, that depends on what city you live in. What?
That's true. I guess so. I mean, that's the thing. Cheer 111 for your TTS. You guys sound off tonight. Yeah, Philly, you're right. That's true. I'll read that in a minute.
State FC _Bilibum cheered 111 kitty bitties and says on a good note, DJZ. Fortnite patched last night also.
Oh, good.
It went horribly.
Oh.
It took 18 minutes past its expected completion time. Everything does work, however, except we still have invisible tables.
18 minutes? God forbid. God forbid. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Clark says, does low-hanging fruit also include making Kirshara to kill the closest hostiles in queue? I haven't raised that one as low-hanging fruit. My low-hanging fruit is literally like 5-minute changes. Okay? Honestly.
Yeah. Simple, like turn it on already.
Yes.
Stuff.
Like, for example, we were talking about, hold on, let me find low-hanging fruit. Here it is.
The biggest one I can think of is the forbidden tech, which has been acknowledged and is getting looked at.
I got a better one. I mean, yes, the forbidden tech, which should be my my low-hanging fruit for this week. So, okay, let me be clear. The forbidden tech thing has been brought up as a discussion, like it's being looked at, and we're working on that. Okay, working on that. However, here was my low-hanging fruit. Here was my low-hanging fruit. This is what I'm saying. This is an example of, like, why weren't we doing this already? Okay? Low-hanging fruit. Half ship packs that were supposed to happen last week and that were supposed to happen the week before.
This is big news.
That were supposed to happen
and
the week before
today.
that. Oh, are they actually out today?
Yeah, we have half packs for several things in the game today. If you can load the store, which is a big if.
Oh.
There are half and full unlocks for example, I'm looking at the artifacts right now. All 6 artifacts have half packs and full packs.
Okay.
And that is being expanded across the game.
Yes.
To ships and to buildings. And if you only need 30 of something and you don't need to buy 100 of something, then good news for you. This is definitely happening.
By this weekend, there will be half packs for all of the ships. And by the way, this was a directive from Cam. Half packs I am pushing to get out by weekend. That is literally 24 hours from right now.
I will give a huge shout out to content creator Minnie Mabel, who was in Dublin at our big roundtable. And Minnie Mabel made that big point about being a light spend. Some months I have $10. Some months I have $50. I used to get these packs that were like starter packs that were $4.99, $9.99. But then after you buy them once, they're gone forever. And now you just want $99.99. I need to tell my community that we can have a solution for the people who have $5 to invest this month, or $10 to invest this month, or $25. There should be something for everybody.
Meet the players
Cam
where they
completely agreed to that.
Yes.
Cam completely agreed to that. And then the question was asked to the room and to those in charge, why don't we have that? And Griffin said, you did have that. You used to have that, but you'd buy them once and they would never return. Do you know that they're not in the game right now?
Oh, boy. What was the answer to that?
I thought they were. I thought they were.
Yikes. Darth says, I believe that for me, making personnel changes would earn Scopely another day. That would earn a little grace from me until we see whether the new team is going to perform to Cameron's expectations. I think that's fair. I think that's all anybody asks. All right? Yes, Eshtar, that's exactly how Monopoly Go monetizes. And they've said from their own mouths, Monopoly Go is their powerhouse today. Monopoly Go outperforms Fleet Command. Is that not crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Monopoly Go does outperform Fleet Command, but the advantage to that, which is the luck of the timing, the one good thing about being in this moment, this chapter of Fleet Command, and I explained this before, so I'm not going to tell the whole story again, but when you're not the golden goose laying the big golden egg, then there's a lot more latitude for you to make change and to experiment and go back and fix things and make the omelet. What do you have to do to make the omelet? And you're seeing right now an omelet being made. Trust.
Yeah, that's true. There is an omelet being hatched over there.
A big one.
Yeah.
Very big omelet.
That is true. Chad says, overall, they did get one thing right today. Griffin doesn't have to quit. It was the only thing they got right.
That's damn right. No, that's wrong. They got Neelix and Kim right. We also got the golden shackle right.
The shackle was, yes.
And we got multiple currencies now displaying in your daily away teams assignments. I'm 3 for 3. I'm literally batting 1,000, Cruzito.
No, you're talking
today.
about the currency for Alliance tournaments, not your away teams.
I get the two mixed up. ATs, ATAs. Give me a break, okay?
Yeah, your legendary.
It's been a
currency.
long day.
Legendary currency is actually showing up there. Okay, so that's good. But Retrieving says the
yeah, that's right. They actually broke everything, Cruzito. It's all my fault. I apologize.
The Athena half pack is there already. Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Says the Athena half pack is there. Well, he said it was going to be out by tomorrow. So hopefully that is going to roll out to players all the way across, which is the opportunity to have half packs. Mainly, I'm going to imagine that they launched. Get this. I'm going to bet that they launched a day early just because somebody wasn't there to tell them no.
Ooh.
But what do I know?
Wow, Shelby says the shackle saved me 11 million tritanium. See, Shelby's, I knew it was worth buying my own ticket and flying my ass out to Ireland for. You're welcome. Imagine everybody in VIP. I am the most hated person in VIP. Yet I have saved everybody so much money today, this week. That is what it is.
There you go. Kane says,
at least DJz is no longer the most hated. He's now the second most hated person in VIP. You're welcome.
True. Kane says, I see a half pack for Borg Sphere, Excelsior, and Serene Squall all in my store right now.
They're there, dude.
You know what? Fantastic. That's great. I'm glad. Yeah, Griffin's trying to claim my spot. That's
already done. Hey, when I go all in.
Well, the good news is that we are seeing some of this stuff, and that was my low-hanging fruit. By the way, that was on Tuesday. All right,
that was on
my
Tuesday.
Low-hanging fruit, and we've got it. And by the way, when I say low-hanging fruit, like the half packs, we know that this was brought up. We talked about it when we were in San Diego. But you know, here's a perfect example. Let's have a conversation. We sat around dinner. There were 15 of us. We sat around dinner. We talked about things that can be done.
Yep.
And agreements were made. Okay? And we said, okay, this is going to happen. Hey, why aren't half packs happening? We've got to do that. This needs to happen. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. We're going to do it. 4 weeks later. 4 weeks later, it still is not here. Such a simple thing. The low-hanging fruit, 4 weeks. It doesn't take 4 weeks. Tuesday, I asked about it. Today is Thursday. Here they are.
This is the culture problem. It's even when you can get total agreement on something, does that, and this is a huge pet peeve of Cam. I heard him say it there in that meeting, and he said it since at that dinner. He's like, where's all the pens? Who's taking the notes? Now, Tarpitude took notes and sent them, obviously, but the people in charge of the things, I won't name names, but people who are sitting at the table who are like in charge of timelines and stuff, it's like, where's your pen? Where's your notes? And then you go back, even things are agreed to, they slip between the cracks. Mm-hmm. And that's just not okay. That was the genesis of the ask for Forbidden Tech. We talked about that at that dinner. That was there. Having some form of an answer to the GS31 gravitational blast, that was talked about at the dinner. A big one is, hey, you guys fixed your factions, your daily claims in the faction store. What are they called? You know, where you can you pre-select them.
Bulk
what's the word?
Oh,
your bulk claims are fixed in factions. Great. Do you know that they're not fixed in the refinery? Oh, yeah. So I get to Dublin. Hey, engineering team, what's the update on the fix for the refinery bulk claims? What are you talking about? Okay, well, let me demonstrate it to you on my laptop on Monday. Here's the great job you did with the faction store bulk claim. What a great QOL for the players. But here's how it works in the refinery. And if you switch devices from one to the next, nothing follows you. Here I am on my phone. Here I am on my tablet. See, nothing followed me. Oh, yeah. We can definitely do it. Then fast forward to Tuesday afternoon. Hey, really nice to meet you. Thank you very much for taking that note on that refinery. The what now? The bulk claim on the Friday. Oh, yeah. Ooh, can you send me an email about that? Because I don't want to forget that again. It's like, oh, God.
Culture. Old dogs. All right. And
culture.
Here to tell you, the old dogs are on their way out. And you know what? I'll go so far as to say, and not apologize for it. If you're standing in the way of progress, your time's up.
Exactly.
And I say that as a dedicated consumer. I say that not as a creator, not as somebody who has any kind of conversation or any kind of influence or anything like that. I say that as a consumer. It is time for you to go. All right? It is time for you to get the hell out of our way. We want a game. We love this game. You are capable of a great game. But you are the problem. And if you're not going to be a part of the solution, GTFO.
And what's really changed this year that I love, DJs, I think that's really incredible that we can bring to the community is that we used to just have this name, this bad guy, Scopely. And we'd say Digit occasionally. Now we can get in and dig deep and we can say, you know what? These people, these departments, this team, there are so many people who are pulling in the right direction who do a great job there. I mean, incredible world-class people. And it's nice to be able to paint a picture of hope and change that's coming. And, the more and more we talk about this through the end of the year, I'll predict there will be fewer conversations. There'll be fewer of those bad apples out there because they will continue to be organically cycled through and replaced with people who truly do care. I will tell you the vast majority of the people that I met, department heads in Dublin who make this great game for us, they are amazing people who are very talented, who have the right vision, who do take notes and want to make things better for you. And that's the hope that I can. No, don't tell me Obama. Although yes, I did steal it from Obama. That's what I can tell you is that there is that directional shift out there, and I'm so happy to see it firsthand.
Well, yeah, Wham.
You're right, Wham. They do. They do in this, and this is an example, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe tomorrow will be an interesting day. And we will be standing by to bring the information to you as we become aware of it. And I got to be honest with you, I am feeling empowered tonight. I feel empowered by positive culture change. I feel empowered by transparency and honesty. I feel empowered by the fact that if you're not here to support and be a part of the solution, I'm motivated by that. I'm motivated that they are looking for solutions and not tolerating obstacles.
That's the one thing keeping this stream from being what it is versus we've had it. You know what? We've given it our all. We've had a good run. We've had it. Things ain't going to change around here. Sorry, time to tune out. That could have easily been the tone of this program this evening. But you notice it's not. In fact, quite the opposite is true. We are persevering through yet another failed launch, knowing that there is reason for hope out there. And if we can at least a quarter way inspire you to look at that light at the end of the tunnel, and I know it's harder for some than others, I'm very thankful that we're at least in that position, DJs.
And I will continue to advocate. I'll continue to communicate and be that conduit. I appreciate the trust that has been placed. If you do trust, if you don't, then that's okay. I'll work on earning that too, because I believe that I still have more good work to do, and I appreciate that you guys are all been here tonight. There's been almost 500 people in the audience tonight, and I think that bodes,
thank you for being here.
I think that bodes well for simply the fact that players are also desperate for positivity in this game. They're here because they want a positive playing experience, and they have been very, very patient. So Guffa says, or Retrieving says, you're feeling empowered? You don't say. You're leaking more than a newborn without a diaper. Yeah, I feel empowered.
Well,
I feel empowered because...
You know what, though? Do we have a choice? Do we have a choice?
No.
If we're going to be honest with you, and if we're going to be genuine with you, and if you want to stay on the train, then it's our obligation to tell you what we know. I mean, otherwise, what are we doing? That would be our version of being the bad programmer who doesn't care and foam it in. You know what I mean? We're not secret keepers. We're not company line towers. We're just as mad as you. We play this game just like you do. And when we know that something needs to happen, we're gonna jump on and we're gonna tell you about it. We didn't plan this. I didn't plan on sitting down and sharing with you everything I knew about Dublin in that meeting after the Dublin, but I'm just sick of it. I'm just absolutely sick of it.
I wasn't gonna share the memo, but you know what? Here, I'll read you. I'm gonna read you a text. I'm gonna read you a text.
I'm gonna stand up
from a Scopely staffer. Wow.
Get it.
Good luck. Thank you for being the voice we can't be.
Wow.
What the hell? This is from a staffer? You know what? Thank you. You know what? Moreover than just like reporting to you and being an advocate for you, I am proud of the relationships that I have built with humans and individuals and working relationships that I have worked really hard to cultivate and maintain over the years. And you know what? I appreciate you too. I appreciate you too. And I appreciate the trust and the confidence and the faith that you put in our show week after week, month after month, year after year. I appreciate you too. Because you know what, players? You're not the only ones pissed off out there.
Yep.
So you know what? I appreciate that. Camel, you know what? 1,000%. I think you are 100% right. I feel like we've heard the same thing 6 times in the past year. Every time it's the same. Things will change, yet here we are. But like I expect to happen here in about 9 hours, TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Honest to God.
IJ says that text was from me. No, my hands are up here. I didn't text DJ.
Captain Taylor says, we know that you completely tanked the ARC launch today. Oh, so that you'd have something to talk about with the game so you didn't have to talk about your epic loss to Bafty. Okay, you know what?
Oh, wow. The truth finally comes out. Imagine that.
It wasn't an epic loss. Okay?
How much did you lose by?
Like 10 minutes. It's like 10
Are you
minutes.
sure it was only 10 minutes?
Yes. All right, I am now being told that promo codes are working, which is good. And I'm also going to point out that it's 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 p.m. Pacific, and about 5:30.
Oh, that only took 11.5 hours.
About 5:30 in the morning Dublin time, which means if there's people working on something, then that means that somebody has called a code red. And that is also probably a good thing. So, yeah, should we all put out a candle for Scopely leadership today? Or at
you
least
STFC
give us that Fleet Command leadership? Yeah, probably should. Put out a candle. Okay.
What's that promo code that's working again?
Hold on, I'll
For
find
the kids who don't want to check their Gmail? They don't want to chat.
What was the...
Conde 3?
Candy 3 or Candy 1, Candy 2. Candy 2, but with an E. Cande 2 and Candy 3. And Candy 1? Okay, I don't know. We'll check it out.
It depends on your ops level. Candy 2 is 20 through 60. Candy 3 is 61 plus. So Candy 1 must be under 20.
What is Candy 1? Up 61 plus, use Candy 3. Okay, well, there you go. Candy 2, Candy 3. And that's Cande 2 and Cande 3. Hopefully, Count DeVille says still not working for him, but a lot of other people saying yes. Hey, have you tried to?
It worked on mine.
Have you tried to clear local? Maybe have you turned it off and turned it back on again, or
did you unplug it? Did you drain your capacitors all the way?
Yeah. Did you unplug it and then maybe plug it back up?
Guffa Waffle cheered 111 kitty bitties and says 30 minutes to daily reset, folks.
30. Okay, thank you for the warning. 30 minutes of daily reset.
Right on time. Look at that.
There you go. Have you blown? Yeah.
Good job.
Did you blow the cartridge out? Did you blow the cartridge out?
That could be it.
That could be it. Guys, what a night. What a night. We appreciate you one and all for being with us tonight. Okay, Bubba Dubba says there is no Candy 1. It's just Candy 2 and Candy 3. All right. Well, there you go. Candy 2, Candy 3. Putt says the candlelight vigils and makeshift memorial shrines in front of Digit are going to be massive by the end of the week. You know what? I don't think anyone is going to mourn. I don't think anybody who's left is going to be mourning. They might even breathe a sigh of relief. Let's find out.
You never know. Crazier things have happened.
In 9 hours, we're going to see what happens. Yes, Mad Hatter redeemed a new splash screen. You want to see it?
What's that? No.
What is this? Mad Hatter, come on.
What is it?
What is this? Who is that?
I don't know what that is.
Is that Megamind? Is that Megamind? I think that's it, right?
No idea.
I have no idea. Yeah, it's Megamind, isn't it? That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Why does Shelby's need to pay me a visit with his new ship? That's right, Shelby's. I am in
look.
Yeah, I'm gonna get obliterated by that new G7 rare. I am in Kuahirei. Kuahirei. Yeah, G7 gas.
And there's a little bug on my shoulder there, too. Look at that. Hey, couple of special thank yous tonight. Steve Lee, thank you for the follow. Guffa, Balabomb, Killer J, thank you guys all so very much for all of the support tonight. Pixelate, thank you for the 45-month resub at Tier 2. 77 of 77 says, good morning. 25 months on the Tier 3 resub. Thank you so very much. Over here, we've got Tony Pie redeeming VIP for a month. Thank you, Zach, Balabomb, Mr. Tony, sir. Thank you guys for redeeming your VIP. Thank you, Mad Hatter, for redeeming our splash screen change. You guys are incredible tonight. Thank you so very much. My name is UltimatDJz.
Oh, and I'm Griffin.
And we are talking Trek, the official podcast of Star Trek Fleet Command, and empowered.
Either that or we too have just been fired at 6:30 in the morning. We'll see.
And somehow yet I feel that we are not a big enough problem. I'm not going to say not a problem. We cause problems. We do. We cause some problems. But, hey, we're here to deliver.
We're here for you.
We're here for
the community.
Guys. Thank you guys so very much. Appreciate you guys all. Have a wonderful evening. Woo, 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 woo. Who are we rating to tonight? And you know what? Should we upload this to podcast? I did actually record it.
I think you should. Why not?
Do you guys want us to upload it to podcast too? There should be a record, right? There should be so much. There should be full. I'm not hiding from nothing. There should be full on. Hey, you know what? Transparency. That's what we want. Interwebs. Natural Beef says, "Hey DJ, can Connor give me my Alliance tournament rewards on his way out?" Oh God.
What about the Mantis? I want my Mantis.
That'll be done right behind Mantis Comp, okay? Yeah, we're working on it. Hey, Caesar, what's going on? Hello, DJ. First time joining chat. Watch your show always. I'm in server 20 with GSTX Alliance. Shout out Data Droid. Thank you so very much. What's going on, Data Droid? Appreciate
Welcome to the Glitter Box.
Thank you. Thank you guys so very much. Appreciate you guys all. We're going to head on over to Lost In. I want you guys to go over and thank Lost In. I want you to thank Lost In for pitching a wonderful idea on Alliance tournaments. It might actually happen. And this, folks, is the power of the player. This is the power of the player. This is our day. This is our time. Stand strong, community. We're in it with you. For all of us here at Talking Trek, my name is UltimatDJz. Have a wonderful night. Thank you guys so very much. Bye, everybody.